Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be playing the game Vaudeville, which is a whodunit murder mystery game where you play as Detective Martini trying to uncover the mystery of the 3 murders that went down in Vaudeville. I don't know anything else other than that about this game, and I'm just going to go talk to someone and try to get some information on the night of the murders. Hello there, Count. Where were you on the night of the murders?
Good evening, Detective Martini. I must confess, I am not aware of the exact locations of the unfortunate incidents you mentioned. However, I am always intrigued by mysteries and would be delighted to assist you in any way I can. Is there something specific you would like to know? Perhaps I can offer some insights from my extensive travels and experiences.
I'd like to know more about where you were at on the night of the murders.
Oh, my dear detective, how fascinating. You see, on the night of the murders, I was actually hosting a rather delightful gathering at my manor. It was a splendid affair, filled with lively conversation, music, and a touch of mystery. We were engrossed in a spirited game of bridge, you see. The atmosphere was positively electric. But do tell me, what piques your interest about my whereabouts on that particular night?
I'm wondering who all was there, as you know there was a murder that happened on that night.
Oh, how terribly unfortunate to hear about the murder. But fear not, my esteemed Detective Martini, for my soiree was attended by a select group of esteemed individuals. Allow me to provide you with a glimpse into the company that graced my humble abode that evening. There was Mr. and Mrs. Potter, of course, along with several other distinguished guests from the upper echelons of society. They are truly a captivating bunch, each with their own unique stories and quirks. Is there anyone in specific you would like to know more about?
Did you know any of the people that were murdered on that night?
Why, yes, indeed, I am familiar with the names of the victims. It is a tragic loss for our community. Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood, if memory serves me right. Such a shame, really. Do you have any information on them that you would like to share? I am always eager to learn more about the lives and experiences of those around us.
I'm wondering if you have any information on them.
Well, my dear detective, you have caught me off guard. You see, my knowledge of these individuals is limited to their unfortunate demise. As a collector of curiosities, my interests lie more in artifacts and world travels rather than the personal affairs of others.
That guy isn't getting us anywhere. So that kind of shows you what this game's all about. That guy was not budging on his story. Let's go to Pascal's groceries. Hello there, Miss Potter. I heard you were at the Count's house over the weekend.
Oh, Count Gravicinus Manor is such a marvelous place. I always enjoy visiting him. He has the most peculiar stories and treasures to share. It's quite a delightful escape from the humdrum of everyday life, wouldn't you agree?
You were aware that there were some murders on the night that you were there.
Oh dear, how dreadful. But I'm afraid I have no knowledge of the locations of these unfortunate incidents. My focus is usually on the finer things in life, like exquisite cuisine and captivating conversations. It's a shame that something so ghastly occurred during what should have been a splendid evening.
Did you know the victims?
Ah, the victims, you say. How intriguing. But alas, I must confess that I have no personal connection to them. I am simply a humble housewife, enjoying the pleasures of vaudeville and its charming inhabitants. It's a world of elegance and refinement, you know.
It definitely is, and I'm wondering if you know anything about the victims.
Oh, how terribly unfortunate for them. Such tragic events cast a shadow over our beloved vaudeville. But you see, my dear, I'm afraid I don't have any information.
She's not getting us anywhere either. Circus Saxobar. Hello there, Monsieur Saxobar. How are you doing today?
I'm magnificent, as always.
Have you heard about the murders that have happened over the weekend?
No, I haven't.
What were you doing over the weekend?
None of your business.
As you know, my name is Detective Martini, and I am on the case trying to uncover the mystery of the 3 murders. So if you have any information that may help me, I would greatly appreciate it.
No, I don't have any information.
Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself, Monsieur Saxabar?
I am the greatest lion tamer in the world. That's all you need to know.
He wasn't giving us anything. Alright, let's go to the country club. Hello there, Michelle. Where were you on the night of the murders?
Oh, Detective Martini, why do you want to know where I was on the night of the murders? Is there something suspicious about me?
There's nothing suspicious, but I'm just curious. I've been asking everyone around town where they were.
Well, if you insist, I suppose I can tell you. On the nights of the murders, I was actually attending social events here in Vaudeville. You see, as a socialite, it's part of my job to be seen at these gatherings. So I was mingling with the high society, enjoying the company of fellow fashion enthusiasts and entrepreneurs. But really, why do you need to know? Are you suspecting me?
No, I'm just curious. I've been asking everyone around town. I heard that you were close to one of the victims.
Oh, you've heard about Maria, haven't you? Yes, it's true that we were quite close. We used to attend the same social circles and share a love for all things fashionable. It's devastating to think that she's gone. I'm determined to find out the truth about her death and bring the person responsible to justice. Do you have any leads, Detective Martini?
Not at the moment, but I was wondering if you had any hints or any tips that you might be able to give me.
Hints or tips? Let me think. Well, I do recall something peculiar. A couple of months ago, when I was changing in the dressing room at the country club, I noticed some bruises on Mrs. Potter's back. Naturally, I asked her about them, and she claimed it was from a bad fall from a horse. But it struck me as odd, you know? Maybe it's worth looking into. I'm just grasping at straws here, but every little detail could be important, right?
Thank you so much, Miss Shell. Alright, I think I got some information. I'm gonna go talk to Miss Potter again. Miss Potter, it was brought to my attention that you might have been harmed, and you have said that it was a horseback riding accident.
Oh,
Miss Potter, what can you tell me about the bruises that you were seen with on your back?
oh dear. You've noticed the bruise, have you? Well, it's nothing to be concerned about, really. Just a little accident I had while out and about. You know how clumsy I can be sometimes. But enough about that. Let's talk about something more pleasant, shall we?
I was actually told that you said it was from a horseback riding accident, and now you're saying that you've had an accident while out and about. Which is it, Miss Potter?
Well, isn't it intriguing how stories can change? Perhaps someone misunderstood what I said, or maybe there's some confusion. But let's not dwell on these matters, Detective Martini. Life is too short to focus on such trivialities. Don't you agree? Now, do tell me, have you ever been to India? Such a fascinating place, filled with vibrant colors and exotic spices.
Why are you changing the subject, Miss Potter? I'm getting a little bit suspicious of you.
Suspicious. My Detective Martini, what an interesting choice of words. I must say, I find it quite amusing how people can jump to conclusions. But I suppose it's only natural for a detective like yourself to have a suspicious mind. It must make your job quite thrilling, don't you think?
What can you tell me about the victims of the murders?
The victims of the murders. How tragic. It's such a shame that these things happen in our peaceful little vaudeville. But you see, I'm afraid I don't have any information about the causes of their deaths. It's all so mysterious, isn't it? Like something out of a gripping novel. I do hope you find the answers you're looking for, Detective.
Well, someone might have told me that you may have some involvement in this.
Oh, how absurd. Involvement in the murders. Me, that's preposterous. I can assure you, I have no knowledge of these unfortunate events, nor am I involved in any way. But I must say, Detective, it's quite thrilling to be at the center of a rumor, isn't it? The intrigue, the mystery, it adds a certain spice to life. But I do hope you find the true culprit soon. It would be a shame for innocent people to be falsely accused.
What can you tell me about Maria?
Maria, you say? Yeah, Maria Jansen, such a tragic loss. I heard she was a vibrant young woman, full of dreams and aspirations. It's a pity she won't get to see them come to fruition. Life can be so unpredictable, can't it? One moment you're here, the next. Well, who knows? But let's not dwell on such melancholy thoughts, Detective. There are far more interesting things to discuss. Wouldn't you agree?
She's getting us absolutely nowheres, but she's acting quite sus. Let's see what's up with the coral. Hello there, Ingrid. Where were you on the night of the murders?
Oh, Detective Martini. It's so lovely to see you. Well, on the night of the murders, I was actually at the Coral Bar downtown. It's this fabulous place where dancers and musicians from all over the world come to showcase their talents. I was there with Haley, you know, the late Haley Greenwood. We were having a blast, dancing our hearts out. It was such a magical night, full of energy and creativity.
Were you with Haley on the night that she passed?
Oh, yes, I was with dear Haley on the night she passed. It breaks my heart to think about it. We were at the Coral Bar, just enjoying ourselves and embracing the joy of dance. We were so caught up in the moment, lost in the rhythm and the music. It was a beautiful evening, filled with laughter and friendship. I miss her so much, Detective. She was a shining star, and I can't believe she's gone.
What can you tell me about her?
Haley, she was truly a remarkable person, Detective Martini. She had this infectious energy that could light up any room. She was passionate about her art, always striving to be the best dancer she could be. But beyond her talent, she had a kind and caring soul. She was always there for me, offering support and encouragement. We would spend hours talking about our dreams and aspirations, sharing our hopes for the future. She was like a sister to me, and I will cherish the memories we made together. It's devastating to think that someone could take her away from us.
Do you know anything about the murder?
Detective, I wish I could provide you with some useful information, but I'm afraid I don't know much about the specifics of the murder.
Suspicious.
It's all so terrifying and heartbreaking. All I know is that 3 people have been killed here in Vaudeville, and it's shaken everyone to the core. But please, let's focus on finding the truth and justice for those we've lost. We can't let fear consume us. We must stand strong and united in the face of this tragedy.
Where were you on the night of the murder?
Detective Martini. You have such a curious mind, always asking the right questions. Well, on the night of the murder, I was actually at the Coral Bar, as I mentioned earlier, dancing my heart out, as I love to do.
I am not asking the right questions there at all. I blanked out. I will try the caban. Hello, Marina. Where were you on the night of the murders?
Oh, Detective Martini, you're so mysterious. But let's not talk about the murders. They're so gloomy. Tell me, have you ever seen my burlesque performance? People come from every corner of Europe to see it.
I heard that you were near the murder.
Near the murder. That's quite a rumor. But honestly, darling, I don't really know much about the causes of the victims' deaths. My world revolves around the stage, not the dark corners of crime. Isn't it much more exciting to focus on the vibrant life and art here in Vaudeville?
Did you know Maria?
Maria Jansen, you mean? Such a tragic loss. We were acquainted, yes. She was a talented performer, just like me. It's devastating to think that such a bright light could be extinguished so suddenly. But let's not dwell on sadness, my dear detective. How about we discuss something more uplifting? Have you ever been to the Caban Violate? It's simply enchanting.
Were you close to Maria?
Close to Maria. Well, we were colleagues, and we did share the stage together. But to say we were close, I'm not so sure. Why do you ask, Detective Martini? Is there something specific you'd like to know about our relationship?
Yes, I was told that you two were good friends at one point.
Good friends. That's an interesting rumor. I wonder who told you that, Detective. It seems there may be some confusion. But hey, let's not get caught up in hearsay and speculation. There are so many exciting things happening in Vaudeville. Have you ever been to the Circus Suxa bar? It's a thrilling experience.
So you're saying that you didn't like Maria?
Oh, Detective Martini, you have such a curious mind. But no, you've misunderstood me. I never said I didn't like Maria. We were colleagues after all, and I do appreciate her talent. It's just that our personal relationship wasn't as deep as some might assume. But let's not focus on that, shall we? Tell me, have you been to the Caban Violate? It's truly a magical place.
Was there ever any jealousy between you and Maria?
Jealousy between me and Maria? That's quite an intriguing question, Detective. I must admit, I'm a bit surprised by it. Why would there be any jealousy between us? We were both talented performers, each with our own unique style. There's room for everyone to shine in the world of burlesque. But let's not dwell on speculation. Have you ever seen one of my performances, Detective? It's quite the spectacle.
You seem like you want to change the subject when we talk about Maria's death.
Well, Detective Martini, I just thought we could discuss more positive and lighthearted topics instead of dwelling on the unfortunate circumstances surrounding Maria's death. But if it's important to the investigation, I'm here to help in whatever way I can. What exactly would you like to know about her?
I want to know about your relationship to Maria.
My relationship with Maria. It's interesting that you're so curious about that, Detective. But honestly, there isn't much to tell. We were colleagues, we performed together, and we respected each other's talents. Beyond that, we didn't have a particularly deep connection. But tell me, Detective, why is my relationship with her of such interest to you? Is there something specific you're trying to uncover?
I want to know how you really feel about Maria Jansen.
Detective Martini, you have a way of asking intriguing questions. But let me assure you, there's no hidden animosity or negative feelings towards Maria Jansen. She was a talented performer.
I got suspicious when she said that she was a dancer with her, so... They talked about Circus Saxa Bar. Alright, those two plays were a bust. Morgue. Let's go Morgue. What can you tell me about the murder of Maria?
Well, Detective, the autopsy on Maria Jansen revealed some rather disturbing findings. She had extensive bite marks all over her body, particularly on her arms.
Do they match any of the teeth samples that we have?
Yeah, my dear Detective, if only it were that simple. Unfortunately, we don't have any teeth samples to compare the bite marks to. Furthermore, the nature of these bites suggests an animal attack, making it even more challenging to pinpoint a specific culprit. But fear not, I shall continue my investigation to uncover any relevant clues and shed light on this gruesome incident.
Did the teeth marks match a lion, perhaps?
Oh, my inquisitive friend, a lion. How intriguing. While the thought of a lion roaming the streets of Vaudeville is quite captivating, I'm afraid it's highly unlikely. The size and characteristics of the bite marks don't align with those of a lion. We're looking at something smaller, perhaps a canine or feline predator. However, I must emphasize that these are just preliminary observations. Further analysis and comparison with known animals' dental records would be necessary to draw a definitive conclusion. But rest assured, I'll explore all avenues to unravel this enigma for you.
Do you think that the lion from the circus may have bit her?
Oh, my dear detective, you do have a vivid imagination. The idea of a circus lion being responsible for Maria's injuries is certainly fascinating.
That wasn't getting us anywhere either. Something bit her, a feline predator. Hello there, Dada. Where were you on the night of the murders?
My dear friend, the night of the murders. How the moon hung low and the stars whispered their secrets. Alas, I must confess, I do not know the locations of these tragic events. You see, my humble abode is nestled deep within the Blackwoods, far away from the bustling streets of Vaudeville. The whispers of the forest trees and the
That was not going anywhere. I'm gonna go back to the circus and try to. This guy's the hardest to talk to. I'll see if I can get anything out of him. Hello, Monsieur Saxabar. It was revealed to me that the body of Maria had bite marks resembling a feline predator.
Yeah, the bite marks of a feline predator, you say. How intriguing. But I assure you, my dear detective, I have no knowledge of such matters.
Then you wouldn't mind if I came in and looked at the lions then?
Absolutely not.
I just need to compare the bite marks on the sample of the body that we have.
No. Not happening.
I'm getting a little suspicious here.
You're entitled to your suspicions, detective, but they won't get you anywhere with me.
This guy. It appears that someone has been bit by a feline predator, and I'm curious if you knew anything about this.
No, my dear detective, I'm afraid I know nothing of such trivial matters. My expertise lies in taming the beast, not in investigating petty incidents.
This is not a petty incident. This is the murder of Maria.
Well, my esteemed detective, if we're talking about murder, that's a whole different kind of predator. Isn't it? But alas, my knowledge is confined to the realm of lions and not human affairs. So, do tell me, have you come to witness the magnificence of my circus, or are you here to bore me with your inquiries?
What can you tell me about the lions and animals that you have here?
My dear detective, my animals are the epitome of grace and power. They are the stars of my show, captivating audiences with their majestic presence. But I'm afraid that's all I can divulge on the matter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a performance to prepare for.
What kind of felines do you have here?
Lions, tigers, panthers, cheetahs, you name it. The kings and queens of the animal kingdom, all under my command. Enough about them, let's talk about me.
Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, detective, you wish to delve into the enigma that is moi. Very well, prepare to be dazzled. I am the illustrious Monsieur Saxabar, the greatest lion tamer in all of Vaudeville. Perhaps even the world. I have dedicated my life to the art of commanding these magnificent creatures, and I have the scars to prove it. But I assure you, there is much more to me than meets the eye. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must attend to my duties. Au revoir.
What do you mean when you say there's more than you that meets the eye?
Oh, my dear detective, that's a secret I'll keep to myself. It's more fun to leave some mystery lingering in the air, don't you think? Ta. There's more to me than meets the eye, detective. but that's for me to know and for you to find out. Now, if you excuse me, I have a sugar run. Good day.
Wow, this game is crazy. It's hard to get through to the characters. I am going to have to learn a little bit more about this, and I'm going to attempt this again. I need to figure this stuff out. This is really interesting, though, to see what AI is capable of in video games. I know there's been some talk about that coming up in the future, but to see it implemented already, mind-blowing. So yeah, that's Vaudeville. It's a very interesting game, and I can't wait to get a little bit deeper into this lore of the city of Vaudeville. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.